Welcome to this explainer. Today, we're going to break down the ideal science-backed 10-minute beginner strength workout for PCOS. We're looking at exactly how you can manage your symptoms and boost your energy totally burnout-free. If you've been struggling to find a routine that actually works for your body, well, you're in exactly the right place. So let's kick things off with a pretty huge question. Are your workouts actually making your PCOS worse? Look, if you're waking up exhausted, feeling inflamed, and seeing absolutely zero results from all your hard work, I really want you to know you're not alone. It's incredibly common. We really have to step back and ask if the way you're currently exercising is actually doing more harm than good for your specific hormones. Okay, here's our game plan for today. We'll start with the PCOS exercise dilemma, then look at exactly why strength training wins out. After that, we'll walk through the 10-minute routine itself, and finally, we'll wrap up with some golden rules for long-term success.
All right, part one, the PCOS exercise dilemma, or what we can just call the PCOS struggle.
First off, let's validate a very real frustration here. Feeling totally overwhelmed by conflicting fitness advice or just not having the energy for a massive workout. That is a genuine physiological symptom of PCOS. It is not a personal failure. Our sources show that women with PCOS often naturally have higher levels of cortisol, the stress hormone. And when your cortisol is running high, it aggravates insulin resistance and encourages weight gain, especially around the midsection. So if you're out there punishing yourself with grueling hour-long boot camps, your body literally interprets that intense exercise as a threat. You might actually be spiking that stress hormone even higher and triggering worse symptoms.
Moving on to section two, why strength training wins for healing your hormones.
The key here is finding a way to move that heals your hormones rather than, stressing them out even more. Trading those exhausting hour-long cardio sessions for gentle, low-impact strength training fundamentally changes how your body handles energy. Long, intense cardio can totally spike that cortisol we just talked about. But strength training, it does the exact opposite for your endocrine system. It actually helps lower androgens. Those are the hormones responsible for things like excess hair growth and acne, and it gives a massive boost to your overall metabolic health.
Now, to really grasp why strength training is such a game changer, we have to talk about insulin resistance. Basically, this is a condition where your body's cells just stop responding properly to insulin. Since the cells are resisting it, your body kind of panics and pumps out even more insulin to force those blood sugar levels down. And that excess insulin, it's the core driver behind PCOS-related weight gain and elevated androgens. Here's the wild part from our sources. Insulin resistance affects up to 70% of women with PCOS. It's quite literally the root cause of so many of the syndrome's most frustrating difficulties.
But here is the good news. Skeletal muscle is actually the primary place your body disposes of glucose. When you build muscle through just basic resistance training, that muscle acts like a giant sponge for your blood sugar. It fights insulin resistance directly because muscle can take up glucose completely independent of insulin. And honestly, the best part is you don't even need to lift crazy heavy weights to see this happen. You get these incredible hormonal benefits even if the scale doesn't budge a single pound. The metabolic magic is happening right there on a cellular level just by engaging your muscles.
Okay, section three, the 10-minute routine. Let's make this simple and actionable. Expert trainers agree you really don't need a gym full of fancy equipment for this. We're zeroing in on compound movements. These target your largest muscle groups, giving you the absolute best bang for your buck when it comes to soaking up that glucose. We're talking bodyweight squats or even chair-assisted squats for the lower body. Add in some elevated wall push-ups and resistance band rows to build upper body strength and fix your posture. And let's top it off with some glute bridges. Those are fantastic for your posterior chain, beautifully supporting both your metabolic health and pelvic stability. You can actually pack these exact moves into a super breezy 10-minute micro workout. Just ease in with a 2-minute warm-up walk to get the blood flowing. Then dive straight into a 6-minute strength circuit, just cycling through 2 or 3 of the exercises we literally just covered. Finally, wrap it all up with a really nice 2-minute cool-down stretch. This specific setup is brilliant because it gives you all those muscle-activating benefits, but without keeping your heart rate up so long that your cortisol spikes. It's short, it's sweet, and it just flat out works.
And finally, section 4, golden rules for long-term success.
To make sure you're getting the absolute best results for your energy and hormones, we need to talk about a very specific, surprising number, 60. Get this, a really fascinating study from Rio de Janeiro State University found that doing moderate to intense exercise for over 60 minutes can actually heighten the risk of missed periods, or anovulation, for women with PCOS. So keeping your intense workouts well under that 60-minute mark, That is a golden rule for protecting your reproductive and hormonal health. Now, a long, leisurely hike on the weekend, it's totally fine, but definitely keep those intense, structured workouts brief. I love this quote straight from our source material because it hits the nail right on the head. The goal in the first 4 to 6 weeks is consistency rather than intensity, since building the habit matters more than the amount of weight lifted. Seriously, your initial goal is just showing up for those 10 minutes, maybe 2 or 3 times a week. You want to focus purely on consistency. Let your body adapt safely and completely avoid that extreme soreness and fatigue that usually makes people want to quit right away. To really maximize things, try pairing your new 10-minute habit with some super gentle lifestyle tweaks. For instance, taking a quick 5 to 10-minute walk after meals is a total game changer. Firing up your muscles right after you eat literally mops up the glucose in your blood, immediately bringing those blood sugar spikes down. Make sure you stay hydrated and always focus on slow, steady progress. On the flip side, you definitely want to avoid the trap of overtraining. Don't skip your rest days, don't expect a massive transformation overnight, and please, never push through extreme fatigue. Honestly, if your body's begging for a rest day, taking one is actually a crucial part of managing your PCOS. You now have the science and the strategy to exercise in a way that respects and actually heals your body. You know why muscle matters, you know why high cortisol is the enemy, and you've got a simple, actionable plan to get started right away. So as we wrap up this explainer, I'm going to leave you with one final thought to chew on. How will you use your 10 minutes today?